Welcome to another edition of the Community Talk Show. I'm your host, Mohammed Amin, and all this week on Radio Aapke www.aapkewaz.co.uk, we've been dedicating our programs, and we've done specific dedication, and this dedication is ending of the fantastic festival of the Commonwealth Community Games Birmingham 2022, and what impact it's had on our communities and our inner city areas, but more importantly, what legacy will it leave? And as part of the Commonwealth 2022, the wards in the city have all been granted opportunity to apply for some local funding, and as part of that local funding, various community organizations have got together to put on events in their own local area. So with me, I've got brother Riaz in the studio, and we will have a quick chat with brother Riaz. Assalamu alaikum, brother. Welcome to my studio. I think it's the first time you've been in.
Yeah, first time.
MashaAllah, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to invite you. MashaAllah, you're more than welcome to come regularly now, but sit back and I'll give a quick overview of the event that's happening on Sunday, and then I'm going to ask you about your specialized project as well. So mashallah, we'll bring that in. Now, Commonwealth 2022 was basically a combination of the city of Birmingham bidding for the Commonwealth Games, and as you know, I think Durban, as you may know, Durban was the host city, but they couldn't get the money together. So Birmingham came in, Birmingham won the bid, and here you are. Those of you who are in and around Birmingham city centre, the iconic bull is still in the city centre. I'm led to believe it's going to be there till the end of September. Pop up to Centenary Square, which is where the new library is, and the bull is there, so it's iconic. And when that games opened, and those of you who have not seen it, please, it's on social media, it's on the system, you'll be able to see it, and you'll be able to view it. But it was, Birmingham is a city of 1,000 trades, and over the years, people from the Commonwealth came and have made Birmingham their home and delivered industry and a large amount of heart, sweat and labour from these people from the Commonwealth have made Birmingham the place it is. And when I talk about the Commonwealth, I appreciate a lot of people won't be happy with the Commonwealth, but unfortunately the Commonwealth history legacy is what it is, and we've got to take advantage of it. So on this Sunday in the Alum ward of Birmingham, Sunday 14th of August in Adderley Park, which is one of the first parks that was gifted to the city of Birmingham, we've got an event, and it's a Commonwealth community event, brings in a number of people, number of professional artists, and a number of organizations. But I'll tell you a bit about that later, and then I'll stop talking now, and we'll have a conversation with my guest, Riaz. Assalamu alaikum, brother Riaz again. Right, brother Riaz, go on, tell me something about your little project that I don't know anything about, and where you're based.
Well, we're a little hidden secret here in Alum that nobody knows about, except for those that know about it. It's really interesting. So I've been teaching and coaching archery, which is an Olympic sport.
MashaAllah, it's Olympic sport, yeah.
It's actually, the reason we set it up, because it was a Sunnah sport.
Yeah.
So we set up back in 2000, my son is over there, he's laughing at me.
Bless him, my young nephew is just sitting in the studio. More than welcome if he comes over and says hello.
Do you came and say salam?
No.
Okay. So we started back in 2000, and we actually came to St. Peter's. Those who remember the Heartlands gym, I came round. I used to have a gym up in Sparkbrook called Gym Nation, and we set up that project basically to try and help young people, just to help the activity, get away from the streets, give them some mentors to work with. And we came to look at Heartlands gym to have a discussion there, and it didn't work out with the gym, but there's a great big field in the middle of St. Peter's College.
That's right, yeah.
A lot of kids would have known about it because if they go to the local schools, a lot of schools hold their
and also a lot of the local schools use those grounds on sports days. It's absolutely fantastic.
Amazing space.
Bit of community asset there.
Yeah, it's an amazing space, and they look after it. St. Peter's Trust.
Funday.
Yeah, they look after it for the sports days, and they look after it for a variety of other reasons.
Yeah.
That's right.
Exactly. And Musa's telling that we go on the bus as well, right? So for sports days.
Rather late.
Okay. Right. And so we started off about, like I say, about 2000. We started coaching there. Had a bunch of little kids there that started off with me. Some of them are now international rock stars. Some appear on the BBC as consultants. It's really interesting. So many people now. I actually went to a competition. This big man came and hugged me. And an archery competition. I'm looking at him thinking, who are you? And he said, oh, you used to teach me archery.
Ah, mashallah.
Oh, now you're competing.
So there you are, your legacy continues.
So mashallah, we've been there a while now. We see a lot of, the generations go up from in and around the area. We're coming to the Commonwealth Games celebration at the Adderley Park on the 14th. Inshallah, we'll be there later on in the afternoon because our session starts at 10 o'clock and we finish around 2. So we'll be there about 2:30. Well, okay, 11 then. Musa says 11, right? We'll be there. We'll bring some archery gear along. People can have a go. It's going to be great fun. And Musa's bought his bow. I'll show his bow as well. What's really interesting about archery is when we first started off, going back, back to the late 90s and the early noughties. Okay, pass it here. So thank you, guys.
Bless you.
Thank you. He's giving me his bow. I'll show it all to you in a second, right? When we first started off, it was all this Olympic recurve stuff.
Yeah.
It was really, it was all about the modern Western archery, and there was not much equipment available. But as time went on, as things have progressed, we're getting more and more Eastern bows coming along, and we're getting more and more of the kind of subcontinent type stuff.
Subcontinent bows,
and we're getting more like the Chinese and the Mongolian and the Turkish.
Right,
and Ertugrul has been a great boon to us.
I was going to say that's probably made a big difference for you.
Thank you, Turks. You did a fantastic job.
Yeah, that's right.
And those of you who watch this will recognise this kind of shape of bow. Right? And this is the eastern type of bow, and you shoot it. You notice there's no rest and there's nothing on it. You just shoot it with your hands.
Shoot it.
Yeah, you just draw it like that. Actually, you draw it with your thumb, which is a really interesting way. Yeah, Musa shoots it in a different way. Do you want to play with it now? Okay, I'll hold it. Right. So, because of Ertugrul and because of a number of other things as well, we're getting more. This part of sport is getting more and more popular. But the great thing about it is that we've been going for such a long time, and it suits everyone. We get guys who come and they come in wheelchairs. It doesn't matter if you're old.
Yeah, but this is again a hidden gem in Alum Rock. Then
we have people with. What's really interesting, right? We live in Alum Rock. We have a lot of people with a lot of issues. Especially with mental health issues. Right. If you go into an open space like Adderley Park, just for half an hour, they call it the Japanese. They call it forest bathing. Right. We go there into the open field and we just sit there sometimes, watching everybody else shoot. Just to be in the open, just to be in a green environment, in a nice, warm, cold, warm environment. You're not physically warm, just comforting.
Comforting, And effectively, what you're trying to do is your anxiety, stress, the family issues. You left them behind for an hour, 40 minutes.
They just wash away. Literally they wash away. So it's really interesting the way that, the impact that just being out in the open, and we've got it right here, we've got it right in the heart of the community. It's just a matter of being able to access it, I think. Just maybe literally just being able to access it. And then what we do is we're open to everyone. So we don't mind if you're one of my coaches. He's a retired school teacher he's a history teacher, and he's an English indigenous young man in his 70s. But he's great because he teaches English. He's Mrs. 14, by the way, folks. Right, and he's great because he teaches English longbow, he teaches a heritage type shooting, and he does all this kind of reenactment stuff. Then we've got guys who are teaching these Turkish bows. We've got guys who are teaching Olympic bows. And the other thing is, it doesn't matter how old you are. We start at minimum 10 years old because obviously for younger kids it's a bit more it's a bit more difficult to control them, as any parent will know.
No vulnerable.
And Musa is very difficult to control. Aren't you, Musa?
Yeah.
Bless him, he's well behaved.
Yeah, this is well behaved. He likes to get his stuff when he's worth it. And then you've got a lot of sisters do it as well. So
The cheers is
we're talking about the girls now, Baba. Do you have a lot of girls?
No.
Yeah, we do. Don't be silly. Right. So we have a lot of sisters that come and train. So we've got female coaches, right? So we've got qualified a number of sisters who've come along. They've started learning the sport. They've enjoyed it. I've asked them because obviously there's a demand then for coaching, female coaching. So they've become qualified coaches. And we work with the national governing body, which is the Archery GB.
Oh, okay.
Right, so we're not just a standalone organisation, and we've developed a project called Project Ramaya nationally with them. So, mashallah, what they're doing is they're going around the country helping to set up clubs in Muslim community centres, masajid, even the schools. You know, they'll help support with the training.
With archery, then, what does that teach somebody apart from the 40 minutes an hour
2 hours shooting? Well, I'll tell you what it teaches you. It helps. First of all, it helps you to focus. So imagine, we all talk about target setting.
Yeah.
Well, this is actually real life target setting. It helps you to focus. You learn to breathe. Yeah, you're actually performing exercise. You don't realize it, but if you have a bow, and some of the bows that we shoot are a lot heavier than this, they're a lot heavier to draw than this, right? Then when you have a heavy bow and you're drawing it, maybe 200-300 times in the morning for over a couple of hours, or maybe even 100-150 times. It's like going to the gym and just doing a workout, 150 reps over something. Then you're walking 30-40 yards to collect your arrows. So you've got a nice. You're not doing a heavy workout. It's not like a HIIT workout.
So you're like a pace
workout
without realising. You're doing your steps and you're enjoying yourself.
Mashallah. And the other thing is about, again, we talk about target focus.
Yeah.
So we have occasionally have people with mental health issues, with depression and anxiety, and we have a lot of autistic kids that come along. This is incredible to me. There's so much autism within the community. And what we tend to do with them is, again, you learn to control and focus, right? Because you're controlling your breathing. If you have, there's one person I know. He's epileptic.
Okay.
And he comes and shoots, and he's actually shakes a lot. So when you're talking to him, you'll be talking, and sometimes he puts his cup down and he spills it, that kind of thing. But when he comes onto the archery and he stands on the line to shoot, he becomes completely focused. So because he's concentrating on that so much, he forgets all the other anxieties. He forgets all the other things that's going on with him, right? So he's just focused on that moment.
And you don't realise how indirectly it's helping his illness as well.
Exactly. So what we're saying to him is, take that moment that you have and make it a bit longer. Right. So that breathing that you're doing, the way your mind is and clear. Yeah, make that try and make it longer and longer and longer. So you're in that state for longer periods of time to help you with your illness. And then this massive social thing about it.
And then gradually, I suppose, you are focusing somebody to increase their breathing span, increase their focusing span, and obviously a lot of people have suffered from COVID-19 and lung capacity is an issue, but indirectly what you're doing is you're improving their health without them realising it.
Thank you. We've got a thumbs up from Musa. Right. So we've got. Oh no, sorry. So it's about when you're shooting, when you're actually doing archery, it's not. It's very much a physical thing, but then it becomes a mental thing. Right. So we do lots of. So with the young people, I'll give you an example. What happened to us this week? And there was a young man. He did a test. As part of our progression, we do tests regularly, right? So you do a beginner's course, you do a test. If you pass, you pass. If you don't, then we will help you to pass. And he did a test, and as soon as we said the word test, his shooting just fell apart. Do you know what I mean?
Some people are not geared for examination conditions.
Exactly.
So as soon as you say test, that's it. Some people, and the anxiety kicks in.
Worry, I'm going to miss, I'm going to do that. And as soon as you start thinking, I'm going to do this, you self-prophesize. Yeah, if you're thinking I'm going to hit 6 in the gold, you're going to get 6 in the gold. If you're telling yourself, "Oh, I'm going to miss, you're going to miss, right? And this is this is a story that we take on for our lives as well. You know, if you think that you can do something, you can do it, and if you think you can't, then you've told yourself you can't do it, so you've already negated yourself. So with this young boy, I was watching him, and I said to his mum, I said, "What's he like with exams?" And she just shook her head. Right? I said, "Okay, I get it. So we just exactly." So we just said, "Okay, stop now. That's it. It's done. You're okay now, right?
Yeah.
So you've passed." We just told him we've passed. Literally the next 9 arrows that he shot were all within the gold.
I didn't see that.
So he was having problems all the way through. As soon as we said it's all over, he just learned to focus, and it all just came into the. So he can do it. He's more than capable of doing it. Very easy for him to do it, but just that pressure that he put on himself, right, told him that he was not going to succeed.
Okay.
So what we're doing is, again, it's really interesting with sport, with a lot of sport. Yeah. No matter what you're doing, if you're doing football, cricket, volleyball, table tennis, whatever you're doing, you're telling yourself constantly that I can do this, I can do this, you know, and I'm good at this, and I'm good at this, you know. But the other thing we do, three, yes. Okay, do you want this back?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
So Musa's having this.
Thank you, Musa. Thank you for sharing that with us.
So the other thing we do is we do a thing called field shoots, which is very interesting.
Okay.
A lot of our young brothers and sisters from the community, they don't go out much.
Yeah.
Right. When I say they don't go out much, I don't mean out to clubs and
No. It's like social walks and leisurely walks and
around and about and round into nature.
Yeah.
So what about?
So what we do is we'll organise a shoot in a forest.
Okay.
Right. And we'll go to the forest, and it's already laid out.
Okay.
You walk around the forest on a path.
On the path.
And you're guided around because there's somebody who's there.
That's right. Yeah.
You shoot at targets.
Okay.
Okay. So you shoot at 3D targets. It could be a bear. It could be a dinosaur. It could be a little, chewer or something. Yeah. A rabbit or something.
Yeah. And
you're shooting down a hill or up into a tree or across a lake or something. Okay. And so you go through the forest, and it's a whole day out. You know, it's like when I was a kid, we used to go down to the Lickies.
Yeah, Lickies.
Right?
Yeah.
And I don't know how many people have, been to the Lickies recently, but it's still there.
Yeah.
You know, or Cannock Chase, where I live, it's the Yackers. The Yackers is quite nice.
The Yackers is quite nice in Spark Brook,
Yeah, Spark Brook times there. So if you go around there, you see Golden Hook Road.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, so if you go there just for a walk, it has that benefit for you, again, forest bathing. But with this, we combine the archery with the forest walk. Which is, again, and it's a social thing. Like I say, it's very much a social feature. You know, you get together with your friends, you have a laugh, you take them, it's as you would with anything, you know, as you would. And you can have conversations. People sometimes you can have very interesting conversations. You know, they come up to you and they tell you that having problems at home, and you kind of take them aside, and and they want to let something off their chest. And because, mashallah, we've been there for so long, they call you uncle or granddad.
Well, it's respect as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And the other thing is, Brother Iyas, like if people want to get involved in archery, where can they find out more, or where can they come and join your club?
Okay, so we're on Instagram, Andalus.archers.
Okay.
Andalus.archers, ANDALUS.archers. We're on Facebook as well.
Okay.
Andalus Archers.
Okay.
And we're on. We have a WordPress site, so it's andalus.archers.wordpress.com, and so they can find us, or they can get in touch with me through you here.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sure,
we'll gladly pass the details on.
You know, because it's all about the more people that do it. The more people that want to do it. It's really interesting. We did an event for one of the local masajid here on Hardmore Road, and he turned around to me and he said, "Look, can you help us set up a club for the kids?" So now, mashallah, I spoke to the national GB governing body, and they basically turned around and said, "Yeah, let's just set one up."
Ah, fantastic.
So we're in the throes of. So inshallah, very soon there'll be one at the. Was it college on Borsley Green?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on a Saturday afternoon.
Right.
Yeah. So, and this is all part of their madrasa, and I love the fact that people are doing that. They're taking
they are. You see, what it is unfortunately Asian culture, Muslim religion, faith, and it's not specifically for Muslim community, but generally archery was deemed as something that more affluent people get involved in, and it's historically been that.
That's, you know what's really interesting. The Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he said that teach your wives and your children. He says teach them archery, running, swimming,
Yeah.
wrestling, okay, and
Alum.
horse riding. Okay, so if the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he encouraged us to do this thing, yeah. So if you can do all of them, great.
When you start thinking about it, with all the points that you made, there was a reason behind it. It wasn't.
It's very martialistic.
That's right.
Okay, don't get confused. It's a martial art. It's a martial sport.
Martial sport.
You have to have a lot of discipline. So when you get on the field, I mean, Jonathan, for example, one of the other coaches, he's an ex-sergeant major. Right, and you know he's an ex-sergeant major because he'll stand you at attention and make you shoot like a sergeant major.
Good. That's how it needs to be.
And we explain to people that this is not a toy.
Yeah.
Right, that might be made out of plastic, the one that I showed you.
Yeah.
But it will certainly put a hole in something.
Yeah.
Right. So what we do is we kind of say to people, this is a very much a disciplined art.
Discipline.
Right, and we instill that discipline. And sometimes it's easier than other times, but you have to instill that discipline. Again, these are skills, these are life
But
skills.
you see, what you understand is the students who get involved, adults who get involved, helps their education, helps their way of life. But it's a skill set, because once you've got those skill sets, you don't lose them overnight.
Well, you know what, you say that, mashallah. There's a brother who used to coach with me, and he came to me one day and he goes, I've applied for a job, and I got it. And his words were, I got it because of the barakah of archery.
Mashallah.
Right? And I was like, okay, explain.
Yeah.
And he said, well, because I was coaching here and teaching, a lot of the new job, and he ended up moving to Bristol or someplace for it. Okay, and he goes, a lot of the new job was to do with coaching and mentoring.
Right. Okay.
And I just put down, I've been doing it for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Right, and so just because of that, because of the skills he's managed to develop, to develop himself as well.
But also, you see, if you put that skill set in focus, determination to succeed in what you do, and especially with archery, nobody wants to be a failure. So there are those learning skills that you put into a place. Then in your education, in your work environment, that all comes out though, doesn't it? Because it's part of your life, isn't it?
It's life skills. If you're successful, you're successful.
Yeah.
And it's even though. So again, it's just one of these things. So we have it as an individualistic sport. So archery is a one person, one arrow shot type thing, yeah. But we play team games. So you work together as a team to maximize your points, and you're encouraging each other. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. So one person might be doing the work, but you're all helping him.
But then if you've got somebody in your team who lacks that self-confidence,
giving him that.
because you're giving that as part of a team, you're bringing that esteem, self-esteem, mashallah.
So we're helping each other. So we get that. So what we do is the way we operate, the way we do it, it's like with any life skill. So you can talk about archery as a sport, the physical benefits, the mental benefits, the sunnah benefits, the fact that sometimes I get up and I've had a very, very stressful day because of my job, because I work in a very high-powered environment, and then I'll pick up my bow and I'll just shoot some arrows into my target at home, right?
It takes your daily stress out. I think I'll have to try that.
I was talking to someone the other day, and she was saying, I just go and shoot. And I went, what do you mean? She goes, get the rifle out, and I go and shoot. And I went, okay.
No, not that damage. Definitely not that.
End of conversation there. But do you know what I mean? That's the kind of thing. They're the kind of options that we have open to you. And they're the kind of the soft skills. You don't call them soft skills, yeah. We're not. We don't realise the importance of these. We don't realise how much benefit they can give.
But the thing is, you see, once you gain them and you apply them in every form of daily activity, whether it is your social life, your community work, your daily job, your interaction with people, people remember you by those soft skills, because if you're softly spoken, use appropriate language, that is part of your life, isn't it?
It's amazing, There's a guy who, again, these are just real life examples, there was a brother who rang me up one day.
Sorry, just stop you for a second. Listeners, where you're listening to the Community Talk Show on Radio Aapke Awaaz, www.aapkeawaaz.co.uk. We're here in the studio talking about the Alum Rock community celebrations as part of the Birmingham 2022 Commonwealth Games. The Alum Rock event is going to be held on Sunday, 14th of August at 12 o'clock in the afternoon till 6 o'clock evening at Adderley Park, and the postcode is B81DY. As part of the activities we will be having, as Brother Riaz in the studio is talking to me about archery, and we're developing about archery, we're talking about archery, there'll be other activities, and some of the activities that have been arranged are like the good old egg and spoon race we used to have when we were at school sports day. So there'll be football tournaments, there'll be opportunity to play a bit of badminton, opportunity to play a bit of basketball, and the whole idea of these events is just to give you a flavour of some of the events that will be available. And obviously our team here at Radio Aapke Awaaz will be there, and Radio Aapke Awaaz is instrumental in putting this together. And mashallah, believe it or not, we started this process this time last year, so it's taken us almost 12 months to get to this stage, and we've been very, very privileged that we've got some professional artists who's given up their valuable time to present on the day. So some of the people you may know, Raj Sahota is a Bollywood singer. We've got a Romanian singer, Luna Agachi. We've got a Pashto singer, Zafar Ikrar. We've got Shamuddin, who's a Bengali singer. We've got Noel Lindsay. Noel Lindsay, bless him, is from the Caribbean community, but he sings a Bollywood song, and he also sings a couple of English songs. So and we've also got a Dole unit coming as well. And the whole idea of this is a culmination of getting the community out. And I forgot to even mention a couple other people. We've got a Turkish singer, and in addition, our own Radio Aapke Awaaz team, Ghazala Butt, and one of our co-colleagues as well, Badshah, he'll be there, and they will be trying to do a bit of folklore that used to happen in Pakistan, Kashmir, Azad Kashmir, Bangladesh. And the idea is, again, it's a community event, and obviously for the children there'll be subsidised Banter Council. There will be some henna face painting, some food stalls, some art and crafts as well, and obviously Radio Aapke Awaaz is instrumental in providing the live music there. Brother, you were you will give me an example.
Okay, so I was just talking about a guy who is actually a friend of mine. He rang me up. Hello. Okay, he rang me up and he said, I've got a son who's suffering from severe depression. And because he's actually suffering from he's got a very chronic illness in his body, and so I said to him, look, I can't do nothing for him, but I've got archery. Bring him to the archery. And this guy turned up in a wheelchair. So he turned up, and he turned up again, then he turned up again, right? So he kept coming in his wheelchair, and he got quite good, right? Because he was quite strong, and because of his illness, he was taking steroids, so he was very, very strong, mashallah. Long story short, I said to him, you know what, because he was travelling from very, very far away, I said, let's just go and set up a club near where you are. He was actually coming from another town. So we went and set up a club helped find some space for him. And then I got him trained up as an instructor. I haven't even just been trained up as an instructor, just because of his depression, because of his anxiety. It was a very, very long process.
Because you've given him that status, haven't you? You've trained him up, and you've given him that status, and suddenly the depression's gone up fantastic.
He's taken the responsibility, he's taken it on, right? That's right. And he started running with it. So imagine that, somebody who wouldn't leave his house, right? He literally would not leave his house, right? Within 6 months, we had him running his own club, you know? And so it's one of these things. It's like it's not just us. It's like it's a whole combination of a lot of effort from a lot of people, right? But I think there's a lot we can benefit from.
Thank you very much, Brother Riaz, and we look forward to seeing you on Sunday then.
Inshallah.
Mashallah, I'm very, very grateful that you popped in today. I really appreciate all of us volunteers. We've got day jobs as well. Brother Riaz, literally when I arranged it for him, bless him, he came back from work. and bless him, he's had about an hour's break, and here you are, here's in my studio. And that's the dedication of these people and volunteers in the community. And all we do is give our time back to the community for the benefit of the community. Brother Riaz, mashallah, thank you very much. Jazakallah. And be in touch with you on Sunday, inshallah.
Shall see you on Sunday.
Thank you. Right. Listeners, we've got, that was Brother Riaz talking about archery and what he's going to deliver with regards to archery. Before my next guest comes in, I'm just going to have a quick word in Pahari and just remind everybody, Chadi Asan jada itware jada is hafte itware jada program arrange kite 14 तारीख Adderley Park which 12 बजे शुरू होसी ते 6 बजे खत्म होसी इसना है कि बच्चियों वास्ते स्पोर्ट्स एक्टिविटीज होसन आर्ट्स एंड क्राफ्ट्स होसन खाने पीने वाले स्टॉल होसन मेहंदी वाले स्टॉल होसन बच्चियों वास्ते पंछी कासल भी होसी ते सारा जड़ा ना कम्युनिटी वास्ते होसी ते बहुत शुक्रिया जड़ा ना असा जड़ा ना तुसा जेडे इस बंदे इसे स्पॉन्सर करी रहे न उन्हां ने भी असा शुक्रिया अदा करने हैं ते दूसरी गल है कि असा इतने खुश हाँ कि जेडी कम्युनिटी जेडी है ना असा की सपोर्ट किया तो असा कम्युनिटी जी है ना भाई अच्छा बार तो इंजॉय करा असा ये खुशी है कि इंजॉय करा listeners, welcome to the community talk show. On my second part of my show I've got my guest Carol Ann.
Hello.
Good evening, welcome
Good
to see you. It's relaxed, taking easy. Good evening, and lovely to see you as well. Good evening, my young little daughter, bless her, she's coming. And what I was trying to explain to you is that the fact that our community activities are embracing culture, embracing diversity in the community, and Alum Rock community, especially the Alum Rock ward, we've got different nationalities involved, we've got different projects involved. Carol Ann's a good friend of mine, and she is running a project in on the top end of Alum Rock. I call it Pelham, but it comes under the Talcross and Glebe Farm ward, but as far as I'm concerned it's still Alum Rock. Carol Ann, tell me what you're involved in, please.
It's the Phoenix Youth Hub, which is based at the back of Grenfell Baptist Church on Ward End. It's been running now since March, has it? Yeah. And so far it's been going really well. I personally volunteer and bake with the children alongside my sister here, Rachel. And so we are there most weekends, and to be honest, we both really enjoy it. We get a lot of satisfaction out of working with the children. And I think the children really enjoy baking with us, don't they, as well? Especially as some children, when at home, they don't get the opportunity to bake, or that some of them are even banned from the kitchen. So it's a nice opportunity for them to be creative, and then they get to eat the cakes afterwards.
That's even better. And my colleagues have been instrumental in this, and the Phoenix Youth Hub, as Carol Ann has said, is a project in partnership with the community. Alum Rock Community Forum, my co-host Ali, Mr. Ali, Javed and the team have all been instrumental. Saj has been involved, and the whole idea was that we approached the George Grenfell Memorial Community Centre, which is part of the George Grenfell Church, and we said, look, can you help and support us with the community? But it was open to everybody in the community. It's not any particular sector of the community. Yeah. And the whole idea of it is like to pull the children in off the streets. And the beauty of it is, Caroline, is like the parents come as well, don't they? I mean, I do spot visits and what have you, because Radio Aapki Awaaz is involved and we do promote it. But for me, it's like fascinating to see parents coming in as well.
Yeah, it is. And to be honest, we are looking for volunteers as well.
Oh, fantastic, okay.
So if anyone's creative or they've got any spare time on their hands and they'd like to come and volunteer with the children, please come down and see us. We can provide a DBS check as well. So honestly, we need more people the better, because we focus mainly on the baking side. So anyone that can do makeup or just any creative stuff really, just come down and put your name down.
Rachel, how have you found it? Have the numbers gone up slowly, or have the numbers been static, or what would you like to see?
Well, since I've been going there, I feel like, that the numbers have increased. So there's a lot more people going now than what there was to begin with. Yeah. And hopefully that will grow, and more people will come because it's such a fantastic place to be, and such a friendly environment to be in. So come down and come and join in.
Thank you, and I think the weather has helped as well, because we were all in a lockdown situation, and we were crying out to get out.
Yeah.
And whilst we appreciate COVID-19 is still around with various variants and what have you, and we're out and we have to live with it. But every time I've been there, I've always popped in every few Saturday mornings. I've always seen a nice little buzz happening, whether there's somebody playing table tennis, somebody playing snooker, somebody trying to take their stress levels out with the punching balls, and then on the other side, you've got your lovely helpers in your kitchen doing your catering, and there's craft and art going there. So there's a wealth of talent. But also, what people don't realise is that if you give children an opportunity to spend an hour, half an hour, it makes always the difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does indeed.
Yeah, and the children that come, they're so wonderful and nice, and it's such an amazing thing to see with the children, that attend already. They're so polite, and so nice
we
to be
are blessed,
around.
aren't we, to have such lovely children that are already attend.
Yeah.
It just makes the hub, doesn't it, really?
Yeah.
And you've got such great workers and such great children.
I'll just read a few comments out from people. Good evening, welcome to the program, and thank you very much for making some comments. And those of you who haven't made any comments, obviously there's a live Radio Apkivars Facebook page, so please make any comments and I'll gladly read them out to you. Tayyab, welcome to my program. Aladitha Saab, Saj, Mohammed Ajib, thank you very much for listening into my program. Chris from the Grenfell Baptist Church, good evening, thank you very much. Really appreciate you tuning in and listening to our program, and we've got a lovely request from Chris. Now, how can I not read out Chris's request? Now, Chris has said, could you please ask for someone to help with the paint on the church railings with me? So there you are. Now, we've got volunteers out there in the community. We've got businessmen out there in the community. We've got builders out there in the community. Now, to be honest with you, when you start looking at the railings aren't a massive space. And, within about an hour, the job can be done. So there you are. Call goes out to all our builder colleagues and associates. If you can afford some external metal paint, and you only need a couple of tins, and obviously Chris is there, most of us will be there, a couple of brushes and we'll get the job done. And to be honest with you, when you spend some time just tidying up the frontage, it makes a big impact. And as you know, these are places of God, regardless of whatever faith you follow. Yeah. And it's the community that looks after these places, and it's our duty to look after them.
Thank you.
So, Carol, I understand you've got a stall on for Sunday. So what will you be doing? You're baking on Friday, will you, or Saturday?
Saturday. It'll be an all-day job, but when the kids come in on a Saturday morning, as usual, we'll be baking with them, and we'll be selling their little cakes and biscuits and whatever else I decide to do.
And just for the benefit of our listeners, the proceeds of that cake sale, where will that money go back?
It will go straight back into the Phoenix Youth Hub.
Thank you very much. Listeners, what you got to understand is that we've got this facility in the community, and it's a youth hub. And it's a community centre at the back of the church, but it's run by volunteers. And whilst we offer coffee, drinks, soft drinks, some snacks, a lot of these are donated by local businessmen, local businesses. And even this afternoon, I'm led to believe we've had some donations from a local supermarket as well, a national brand supermarket as well. So without these type of donations, we just can't run these type of events in the community. I mean, ideally, a call goes out to the Tile Cross and the Glebe Farm ward councillors to say, you've seen the project, please pay us a visit. Come on and see what you can do to support us, because if we can get a small amount of funding, we can get this legacy project going. And the whole idea is, obviously during the winter months it costs money to heat and light, and that doesn't come free, and you know what the cost of utility bills are. Whilst there's a lot of goodwill, there's a lot of generosity, if we can have some help and support in running that project, and obviously Alum Rock Community Forum are the forefront of these, and a lot of hard effort has gone into that. Caroline, what do you think about the response you've had from the local schools? Has that been any positive? Or I know we've promoted it within the local schools.
To be honest, we haven't really heard a lot from the schools personally. I know that there's some kids coming from the local schools, but I haven't seen any physical support from them to maybe tackle them again when they go back.
And again, correct me if I'm wrong, Saturday mornings, 10 o'clock in the morning till 1 o'clock.
Half 10.
Half 10 in the morning till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. As I said, I normally turn up about 11 o'clock, so I know you're open at 11 o'clock, and I normally sometimes help up towards the end, so I know about 1 o'clock onwards we start tidying up. So and even at that time, while some people have come in for half an hour, there's still a lot of buzz, still a lot of excitement in there. And again, this is one of the privately, voluntarily run a community project, so it's a success story, and hopefully the legacy of these Commonwealth Games and the legacy of what we are trying to do in Adderley Park on Sunday is literally to develop on that. There are so many businesses in the Alum Rock ward, and if each business donates £100, I don't want to give you a figure, but let's say if each business donates £100 a month, you'd be surprised how much we can go with that and how much we can deliver for the local community. And here at Radio Apkivaz, we were having a conversation with the management team here. This time last year, believe it or not, there was a Commonwealth event at Warden Park, and our director here, Ikram Mirza, basically he said, right, I've got a vision, and my vision is, sounds like Martin Luther King, but he says, I've got a vision, and my vision is I want to hold an event in Adderley Park. Why can't we hold an event in Adderley Park? And to be honest with you, we all shrug our shoulders and said, nah, Adderley Park's not used, hardly used. And again, the questions were, why? And we just looked at each other. Adderley Park was one of the first parks that was donated by the Charles Adderley family to the city of Birmingham. Warden Park was donated to Birmingham City Council by William Hutton, I'm led to believe, the Hutton family, and that's why even there's a Hutton estate now. And obviously other parks, the likes of Kings Heath Park, the likes of Cannon Hill Park, these were latterly donated to the local authority. And over the years, whilst the local authority does its bit to look after these parks, unfortunately leisure services budgets have been cut, and as we have seen over the last 20-30 years, these budgets have been trimmed back. But if we as a community can get together, ask the businesses to support it, I'm certain the local authority could also find some funding for us, and I'm certain that we can make these type of events, maybe one at Easter, early spring, one at Easter, and maybe one at summer. I appreciate these takes us tremendous amount of time in organising these things, but if we're giving something back to the community, bring it on. So there you are. That's my challenge. If anybody out there wants to support us, obviously the usual number here at Radio Apkivaz is 07944 808 141. Speak to Ikram Mirza Saab, and we'll gladly support you. Caroline, again, appreciate you said that earlier on that Saturday the young children will be coming and helping you with bake some cakes, but obviously it's going to take quite longer than a couple of hours to do the whole exercise.
Yeah. Probably looking at 12, 14 hours.
Bless you.
Yeah.
So the ingredients have been donated, it's just our time, which we would gladly give to such a good cause.
And again, some of the support we got from the local authority, we put some money aside, and some of those ingredients, we've purchased some of those ingredients, and we've covered some of the costs and some of the transport costs with van hire and with use of like a generator out in the park. So all that's quite transparent. There's no issues or concern there. Anybody can see that, and Alum Rock Community Forum have all the records and what have you. Have you ever been involved in anything like this before, Carol?
Not really, no.
Oh, bless you.
I've done a lot of charity work for like Macmillan, the local nursery that my son used to attend, but nothing to this scale. And it is a lot of commitment. I mean, I run my own business.
I was just going to say to you, as part of your day job, you run your own business, and the weekend it's normally time to relax and take it easy. And bless you, we always get you involved in on a Saturday.
Yeah, I get up extra early so I can do my orders, so I can be there for the children on a Saturday morning.
My children go out and I
And while you're here, you're more than welcome to plug your business. What do you do as part of your day job?
I run a bakery from home. It's called Purple Butterflies Bakery. So if you need any cakes, just give me a bell.
There you are. I don't normally allow my guests, but to be honest with you, I've been closely affiliated with what Carol does and the Phoenix Youth Project, and I think it's important that we support some of these local businesses and local entrepreneurs, because if we can support them, they can give more time back into the community. And Carol Ann's got a Facebook page, and those of you who are linked in with me on Facebook, you'll certainly see her details. So give her a shout if you need any cakes for some special occasions and what have you, and no doubt I'm certain she can accommodate you. So what is your message to the community for Sunday, please?
Please just come along. It's going to be a great day. There's a lot of hard work that's gone into it from all areas. And, you know, like I say, just come along, even if it's just for half an hour, just to support us. And come and meet us as well. And we can tell you all about the Phoenix Youth Hub. My sister will be here as well, so she'll be helping me sell all the delicious cakes and bakes. So if nothing else, just come and buy a cake.
And as we said before, any profits that we make after all the ingredients and the expenditure has been used, it'll all go back to the Phoenix Youth Hub. The Phoenix Youth Hub is for the children who use that centre, whether they're from Alum Rock, Pelham, Glebe Farm, Talcross. We never turn anybody away. Ward End, Washwood Heath, we never turn anybody away. And some of the children also get some help and support with reading. We got a volunteer, bless him. He goes through the reading sessions as well on a Thursday evening as well. And some of the children also get some help with their homework on the Thursday evening as well. And I appreciate most of the parents are busy at work, and when the children want some help, it's not easy to do. So there you are, you have a facility in the community, and this is the reason why we've put this on, and we gladly expand this to other parts of Birmingham if we can have the support and the dedication from the local area like these people have in the Glebe Farm and Talcross ward. As I said, I still call it Ward End, but because of the City Council keeps on changing the boundaries and whatever, when I grew up many years ago, that part was called Pelham. So there you are. So, but now I'm led to believe it's the area is called Ward End, but effectively, because of the city boundaries with local authority boundaries, it's called Talcross and Glebe Farm. So, Rachel, could you want to say a few final words?
Yeah, like my sister said, just come along, come and meet us. See how crazy we are.
Thanks. I'm going to put them on.
No, we're lovely, really. Just come and say hello, and yeah.
Maddies, would you like to say a few words?
No.
What would you like people to do on the Saturday when they come into the Youth Hub? What would you like to do? Do you like to see
My
loads?
Carol's cakes are delicious.
Oh, they're on Sunday. Oh, there you are. So there you are. You see. So you've heard it from. Sorry, what was your name?
Becky.
Right, there you are. You've heard it from Becky. She said, if you missed that, she said, buy Carol's cakes. All that money goes back to the Youth Hub. So there you are. You don't need me to say anything else. So as we've said, it's important that the community understands why we are doing this. And Chris also has kindly made a comment to say that If you want a quick visit to the community centre, have a look around. He'll more than welcome show you around as well. And Chris has got a drum kit there as well. I've seen the drum kit there, so there you are. And this is what diversity and ethnicity is all about. Regardless of what religion, what faith, at the end of the day, we're all human beings. Human beings work in strange ways, and a lot of you out there know a lot more about it than somebody like me. But the way I say to you is, if we do something good on this planet, whether we believe in Allah, whether we believe in God, all forms of faiths, excuse me, all forms of faiths, we respect everybody's religion, we respect everybody's culture, but more importantly, the majority of the Asian community, and I can speak for myself, from Alum Rock, have been born and brought up in and around Saltley, Washwood Heath, Ward End, Bordsley Green. And when you come out to these type of events, these events are for the benefit of the community. And if it means that you forget all your worries, your sorrows, your anxieties, your family problems for a couple of hours on a Sunday afternoon, I don't know what the Almighty's got planned for us, but I'm led to believe Sunday's going to be decent weather. So hopefully the weather should be good, and come out and enjoy yourself. So just to recap, the event will be at Adderley Park on Adderley Road or Arden Road, or those of you who know Hams Road, the Adderley Park is like a triangle in the middle of those roads. So you've got Adderley Road, you've got Arden Road, and you've got Hams Road. So the park is like a little triangle in the middle of those roads. Anybody in the local area knows it. Those of you who are coming outside of the ward, you're more than welcome to come. I strongly urge the councillors, any local authority officials to come out and see what the Alum Rock ward community can do. Unfortunately, when there's bad news travels fast. This is a good news story, and that's why we've dedicated so much time and effort. And as I said to you in the beginning, it's taken us some 12 months to do this. And obviously, we've got some funders. We've got Nafis down the road who've donated some money for our marketing. We've got Mohit Travel. We've got Gem, we've got Street Futures, we've got Phoenix Youth Hub, Art Print and Design in College Road here in Saltley. They've been fantastic. They've done all our printing at cost. Chaiwala's going to be there. There's going to be an LCA, which is Local Community Association. The Acting Wellbeing Society will have some volunteers there. It's not just one, it's a multitude of organisations coming together. And we even had sponsorship from a builders trade centre as far as Coventry, and they've kindly donated something towards our advertising. And finally, without forgetting my good friend Ijaz Siddiqui Sahab, bless him, from the British Pakistani Forum, they've donated the medals that will be given. So each of the heats, each of these games, whether they'll be archery, football, badminton, volleyball, each of these heats will be run by volunteers, and when they make their decision of who they think has come out strong on the day, at the end of those events, they'll just be given a little award as a token of our appreciation for them to come out and do that. And what you got to understand is, when you arrange something like this in the community, if you give somebody an award, it makes a massive difference to their life, because it's a sense of achievement. And this is what we want to try and do. And obviously I can't not include Radio Aapke Awaaz, because all of the Radio Aapke Awaaz contacts, mashallah, Ikram Mirza has been working tirelessly to promote this in the community. We've also got people in the community like Jared with his bikes project, currently bringing volunteers in from the Active Wellbeing Society. We've got Brother Saftar from the Saltley Association. He's going to bring his bikes along to give children, adults mainly, a taster session of how to ride a bike. And the whole idea is that if we can get a formula together where we engage all members of the community from any parts of Birmingham or out of Birmingham to come along on the day and just show, let's do a final finale to the Commonwealth 2022 Games as part of these community celebrations, and let's deliver. So hopefully it will be a fantastic day. I don't normally do these programs apart from a Wednesday evening, but God willing, we aim to do another one tomorrow with another couple of guests. So all I can say to you is thank you very much for your time and listening into me. And I will just sign off with saying a few words in Pahari just to make sure that some elderly parents are listening to my program, that they want to know what I'm talking about. अच्छा जी, मैं तुसें दस्सी रहा कि असां जड़ा ना प्रोग्राम करी रहा कॉमनवेल्थ कम्युनिटी गेम्स ना प्रोग्राम करी रहा आलम रॉक विच एडली पार्क होसी एडली रोड पर है जड़ा इंशाल्लाह इस इतवार 14 तारीख अगस्त नहीं तो 12 बजे शुरू होसी तो 6 बजे ख़त्म होसी तो स्टॉल्स भी होसन खाने पीने ने भी स्टॉल्स होसन तो बच्चियां वास्ते बांसी कैंसल होसी हैना पेंटिंग हैना फेस पेंटिंग भी होसी बाकी गया खाने पीने ने भी स्टॉल होसन कैरल जड़ी है केक जड़ी है ना बनाई का आनसी तो जड़ा ना जेड़े इसने मुनाफा मिलसी ना और फिनिक्स यूथ हब है और यूथ हब वास्ते भी जासी कि जेड़े बच्चियां की जड़ा ना बारे थोड़ी जी पुराने भी हैं ट्रेनिंग भी दे रहे हैं तो एक किस्म ना अपॉर्चुनिटी होनी है बच्चियां की कि कोई जगह जाओ कि बाहर रोडा पर ना फिरो तो ये जड़ा ना फिनिक्स यूथ हब जड़ा ना था पहले वाले पास वोर्ड एंड ने चश्ना जड़ा बैंक टेल रोडा पर जड़ा जॉर्ज मेमोरियल ग्रैंडफिल चर्च है उसने पीछे कम्युनिटी सेंटर है उता होल्ड करने तो इसने जे कोई और कोई चीज़ नहीं कोई तुसें इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए रब्ता करने रहे इंशाल्लाह सन स्टूडियो नंबर है 07944 808 141 इंशाल्लाह इतवारे मिलसा जड़े तुसा जड़े ना बाकी जड़े ना इंशाल्लाह कल भी सुनने ने प्रोग्राम 8 तो कि 9 जाए तो इंशाल्लाह मैं तो और गेस्ट आंसा तो ये है जी तुसा की सारी इंफॉर्मेशन पास शुक्रिया जी थैंक यू वेरी मच एंड गुड इवनिंग खुदा हाफिज़
कल 9 to 10
Oh, sorry.
How was it?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, buddy.